Right. Do you have any proposals for an interesting round? I need to avoid those where I did something. Maybe 1C from 2019. I'm looking at times for people at the top. They needed around an hour, so it's not trivial. With explaining and thinking, maybe this is a good contest and it will take me hour and a half or so. Maybe even 2 hours if I'm really explaining a lot. Does that make sense? Or do you think that this one was bad for some reason? 2020 also has your thumbnail? Yeah, and even they have the same thumbnail, just from different angle. So I and Radeusz, we are both here and there, and it's clearly the same place, because I have the same t-shirt, and there are some smaller details that you can notice, like what? Like here. You see the power outlets? There is black one on the left and white one on the right. It's actually the same here, black and white. So busted, I guess. That I don't think those are photos from the two different events. Obviously, the reason is that there was no finals of CodeGen 2020. They needed to take photo from some old year. Yeah, if you don't have any strong suggestions, then I'm doing this one. This is the link. We will start in 4 minutes. I will start coding in 4 minutes. So that's the countdown until the start. I don't want the thing at the bottom. How do I hide this? Okay, so we will start, I guess, at the full hour. Haircut? Well, yes, I do get a haircut once every month or so. Okay, the link should work now. So yeah, I'm doing 1C from 2019. What's up, chat? Do you like my recent videos on YouTube? I posted like 3 of them in the past week. That's more than previously for the whole month. There is lowest common ancestor and binary lifting. So some educational videos finally. Next one is sparse tables. But I still didn't record that. How do you test interactive CodeGen problems? You can see from my screencasts. I always comment on that. Even recently, even that most recent video on my YouTube channel, this one, or actually, oh no, that one didn't have an interactive problem, but the qualification round did. 2 minutes left. I need to ping on Codeforces. I need to just put this in streams. This is Google Code Jam. Let's see, practice. I will start in 1 minute. Why don't I participate in Division 2 and 3 rounds? Because they are boring for me. They are too easy. I will not learn something. So when I participate, it's Code Forces Division 1. No, you might argue that, okay, but CodeGem is similarly easy, but CodeGem is like more global, you know. So I need a combination of an interesting contest and a lot of participants in that contest to get a lot of views. After all, I want a lot of people to benefit from my streams. Right, we should start, and I didn't prepare anything. Okay, let's just this 2020 templates copied here. Okay, and I guess now I'm ready. Do we want a timer? Chat, do we want a timer or not? I can display one like next to my face, just like it was in that YouTube video recently, to show how much time passed since the start. Do we want that? Okay, we do. Why doesn't it work? Oh. Stupid OBS. Sorry about this. Finally. Just testing. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. Okay, just remind me later when minutes are displayed. I need to adjust this a little bit. Okay. So in the long run, I just want to display this, I guess. Yeah, and now reset, start, let's go. First problem, robot programming strategy. Rock, paper, scissors. I'm just skipping this paragraph. It's for sure not important. The first robot to play a winning move wins. So if there is a tie, then repeat. Okay, so there is some pattern and they repeat that forever. If it's very long, then winner is randomly decided. Okay, K rounds. That number of robots. Write a program that is guaranteed to win the tournament no matter how the robot numbers are assigned. So I need to create a string that beats all the other strings. Or say that it's impossible. CodeGen creates so complicated statements. I think it's just this. I'm given a series of strings, like maybe this one and this one. This just means that somebody will play rock, scissor, rock, scissor, rock, scissor. This one will forever play rock, maybe here, then paper. 5 times rock, then paper. 5 times rock, then paper. Infinitely. I need to create such a string that it will beat those. So, for example, rock will beat the first guy, but it will lose against the other one. But rock, paper will win against this one. Because here I'm already winning there. With this guy, I'm winning here with paper. My first thought is that we should just unwrap all those strings given to us. We should just, copy them, paste multiple times. And we should go through those prefixes and try to greedily do something good. So not to lose, or just consider all possibilities. Maybe what we should build is try made out of those. I'm not sure. Tags for the problem? I shouldn't know tags for the problem. Okay. This is the first problem, so it cannot be very hard. Still, it will be important to understand how many times I would need to copy the strings. Let's think. If in some position, like the first one, there is one string with paper, one string with rock, and one string with scissors, then I cannot survive this. I need to choose something for my first position, and there will be a string, one of those given ones, that beats me. Okay, so this cannot happen. What if I have, let's say this, what if there is paper and there is rock, then if I play scissors, I die. If I play rock, I die versus this guy. So it seems that I can only play paper. So if only paper and rock appear on first position, then we play paper, because that's the only possibility where I don't immediately die. Right? Robots have not yet been assigned numbers. So I need to be able to beat anybody. Because maybe I don't know who is my first opponent, so I just need to beat everybody. Okay, if everybody is, let's say, only scissors, then just play rock and win immediately. If here we play P, then and beat everybody who uses rock. And I think that's everything we need to do. So as we go always, either we finish because we know that we won against everybody, or we discard at least one person. Okay, easy enough. This is called, let's call it rock What's CPP? I already, in my templates, I have something to read the input, I mean the number of test cases, and to print this stupid case hash number. By the way, if you want me to read something, put @ericto in the comment. CodeGen problems as interesting as AtCoder ones? Not in round 1. In the finals, yes. Problems from finals of CodeGen are crazy hard. They are interesting. I will... okay, never mind. What do we read? Just N? Just N. I hope that... wait, what happens when there is the next game? Do we reset? Once the match is over, the ring robot resets. Yeah, I hope that. I hope that it's not that in the next match it matters when exactly we finish the previous one. So it's just that easy. Okay, read. Again, there is no... with scanf you cannot easily read a string. I need a function for that. Let's... are all of them of the same length? A is this. Number of adversaries. No, they can be, I think, of different lengths, even though here they are of the same length always. Let's just call them, I don't know, S, they, whatever. Like that, and then I go through positions from 0 while true, kind of. And now on this position I want to understand what are the present characters here. Like first, on the very first position I see, oh, here only rock and paper, they appear. And then if all three of them are there, then I lose. If only one of them, I win because I can beat that, but I need to decide how. If two of them, then I beat some of them. So for all still existing strings, I guess I will keep removing things from they. Shouldn't this just be a set then? But it will make things slower. Let's go with vector. For every string, but here let's call that chars, but I want just want s of position, or actually s of position modulo s length. So the character that this robot uses right now, and now. If this is the case, then I lose. Otherwise, do I need 6 ifs or something? No, maybe only 3 of them. I wonder if I should make this automatic or just make a lot of ifs. If I have a rock, then what? Then most of the time I just want to say paper, unless there is rock and scissors. Yeah, I don't think I should make it automatic. This will copy paste will be faster here, even though I think it's very ugly. I need to maintain my sequence of moves. Plus equal paper. If rock, I should just copy paste this, it will be easier. If rock and paper, wait, here I'm very stupid. Rock. If rock and paper, move with paper, And finally, if paper and scissors, move with scissors. If there are scissors, then beat that with rock. If there is rock, just rock on the first position, beat that with paper. And in those cases, I already win, because everybody right now apparently moves with rock. I already decided, I excluded cases where there are two different characters on that position. This will be very hard to debug on the other hand. So I don't know if I made a good decision. So in all those cases, I do this. But I can make it automatic, kind of. Remaining for everything in day. His move is this, s of position modulo s length again. If his is paper and my move is scissors, then I skip this. This code is getting so ugly. I'm now embarrassed that I'm doing something like this. Or his is scissors and I'm beating that with a rock, or his is rock and I'm beating that with paper. In those cases I continue, and otherwise I say that we have a tie. Okay, I'm stupid. I should have just said if we still have a tie. Otherwise I'm beating them. If empty, and I should never get here. Oh, that's a terrible code. Don't tell anybody that I did something like this. GDB. There is an issue in what? 75? Wait. Oh, I see. I have undefined behavior, and when I run multiple times, sometimes it's an infinite loop. Sometimes it aborts like this. Sometimes does like that. It doesn't like the allocator. I see. Okay, day is remaining. What about that? Again, very undefined behavior. Yeah, I'm using asserts to check. So you see, if I did this, then it's very easy that I skipped something here. But with an assert, if I made a typo here and I didn't consider some case, then I would clearly see it. Yeah, big brain, exactly. I didn't copy the test case right? Come on. One. I think you're right. You are right. But this happened again. P impossible P. P is good enough in the first one. So let's make the test smarter. There are now 4 test cases, and the first one, it has rock, paper, but it also has just paper. Let's start with this, 2 strings. So I need to, let's see what my program does. PS, With P I'm beating the rock, and then I need to beat the second paper. Seems good. Impossible now. Yeah, I think that's fine. So good enough to submit and to forget about the problem. How would you see it with assert? I mean, imagine this. Let's say that I'm making a typo here, and I have paper instead of rock. I'm running. And I didn't expect that. I wanted assert false. Okay, this is the case. I have assert false, so I see that else happened, so none of those did. Now I can print what the chars is. Let's actually do that. See? So my assert failed after I messed up on purpose my code. So now I'm printing the content of chars. I see that chars is just 80. That's the ASCII value of some character. Let's print it in a bit different way. For everything in chars, print C. It printed RP. Or maybe that's just, I need one more thing. Here a space, here a new line. And now I know that when this is just P, then none of ifs is triggered. Oh, then apparently I'm missing the case where this is just P alone. And now this should work. So this is why assert was useful. It helped catching a mistake. Without an assert, I wouldn't notice and something else would happen, something more unexpected. Use English chat. All right. Time to move on to the next problem. This is B. Okay. The character here is just so later you could easier find what I'm doing. I'm currently doing B, the second problem. You shared this video on YouTube? Well, you can watch all my past streams on YouTube. This is the link. Yes, I use mainly C++. Power arrangers. Okay, so you have in order 119 different permutations of characters A through E. This is an interactive problem. Somebody asked about this, so here we go. This you will see how to test an interactive problem, which is just about running it using whatever they provided. You plan to look at letters on at most F figures on the shelf. Then for sure I can, among 5 consecutive characters, I can look at 4 of them. I don't know what else I can do. How many queries can I make? 150. So there are 600 characters and I can only ask about 150 of them. That's hard. In this one, I believe that just if I know that 5 consecutive characters are A, B, C, D, E, I ask about 4 of them, and let's say I get information D, E, A, B, then I can say that, oh, this is C, without asking about it. So this way, instead of 600, I would get 480 queries, but actually instead of 595, because that's the total, I will have this amount of, or actually I think 474. So the test set 1 is easy. I just ask about positions 0 through 3, but I skip 4. Then I skip every 5th position. But now we need to be better than that. Maybe from every consecutive 5 positions, we need to ask about the first position. That will give me 120 queries. So ask about those. What do I know from that? All characters will have some frequency. Perfectly, I would want 120 times to have A, 120 times B, C, D, E. Right? But one of them will be missing. Let's say that C is missing. Then, no, I'm saying something stupid. The number of first positions in total is 120, because there are 120 fives. So, or actually 119 fives I'm given. Each of them has some first elements, so there are 119 first elements. So by default I should get 24 elements of each type, but one of them is missing. So I'm finding which one is missing, and only I know what fives are those. So now I have only 23 fives with C on the first position. Right? And I can ask only about those. That would give me 119 queries plus 23 plus the remaining 4 positions, maybe 3, still too much, but I think I can continue that process. Now I have, so with C on the first position, I skip that, so now there are 23 fours of characters A, B, D, E, and I need to find the odd one there. And I believe that now we will, in a similar manner, get 23 queries about just first positions of those, and so on. Then this divided by 4 is 6, so 5 queries, and then something very small, like 1. Actually, maybe I shouldn't divide by 4. No, I should. I shouldn't. Oh, then 6 divided by 3, that's 2, minus 1, that's 1, and maybe plus another 1. And then what's this? Oh, if I scroll back here, I will mess up my watch time. I didn't. 149. Is that good enough? It is. It is good enough. Okay, this is the plan. We have 119 fives. We ask about first positions. We find the odd character, the one missing a single occurrence, and we know that this is the first character of the 5. And then we focus on just those 23 fives, or actually then fours, because the remaining part is fours, and we repeat this process recursively. Cool, let's code it. Again, I'm copying my templates, not to waste time on easy stuff. But this time we have something else. We have an interactive problem. But it's very hard to implement something using their library and then run it, see that something is wrong. So I always first use my own test. I mean, my own environment. Though maybe I should learn how to modify theirs in order to properly test it. I'm not sure. Let's anyway read input and output. Thank you for the inspiration. You're welcome. I'm glad you like my content. There is number of test cases. F, the number of figures you are allowed to inspect. Sure. I don't use the fact that it's uniform at random. This is suspicious. Maybe I should use the fact that it's random. Awesome content. Thank you. A program outputs one line containing a single integer from 1 to this. Which figure you wish to look at? Then you get the character. Then eventually print a string of 5 uppercase characters. Then they respond with yes or no. Well, fine. You need to flash the output so that they could read it. And now the response is this. No, query of C would be very bad. Just return C. And here we have a character. All right. Now we start with 5s. Let's just say that we have groups of positions, I guess. For starting from 1, we take 5 consecutive positions. Okay, and now I have groups of positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Then I'm not sure what to put here, so for now it's while true, but I guess I want to discover every next character, so maybe just repeat something 5 times or something. Anyway, here I iterate through all the groups, and I ask about the first position in that group. And let's say keep some kind of frequency. Frequency of this plus plus. So like in the very first iteration, I will get something like this. A appears 24 times, B appears 23 times, C appears 24 times, D 24, and so on. And this would mean that B is the missing one. So now there are the remaining characters. Maybe I should put it here. Remaining of A, B, C, something like that, and I will keep removing from that. And now among remaining, I need to find the one with minimal frequency. Okay, I guess that's one way to look at it. Best. By default, it's this. And now, for all the remaining characters, oh, sorry, I need to find the one with minimal number of occurrences. Frequency of C, C. And now I found a pair like 23, C. the frequency and that character, and there is some string with the answer, initially empty. I can here add best.second, for example, the C. Also remaining erase best of second, and only some groups will remain, and they will shrink by the first position. New groups, the remaining groups. For every group, if what? Oh, I need to actually remember those. Yeah, I do. Like, I don't want to repeat the query because that's just twice too many queries. Why is TypeScript or JavaScript not popular in competitive programming? Yeah, C++ is the fastest. That's the main reason. Line 48, pushing groups in groups itself. Thank you. Yeah, indeed, that's an obvious mistake. But you know, F9, it highlights that this is an issue. If I scroll here, it will say that something is wrong about type of groups. So that kind of mistake is very easy to fix. What about those logical errors where, for example, I'm accessing a wrong index and then I'm just getting wrong answer? No, help me to catch those mistakes. That will be more helpful. Why is my camera so with an angle? I need to sit straight. For all the groups. So apparently I need to do something here. There is the character. Increase the frequency, but also kind of, if this is, erase the first element, only leave the rest, and say, in that case of character C, pushback group. This is quite slow, time complexity wise, but we don't care, the constraints are very low. So now I'm creating a map from char to vector of vectors. In that case. So what remains in that case? So I'm saying, oh, if C remains, then those positions are left to be checked. Actually, if I have this, then I don't need to count frequency, because frequency is just the size of that, but whatever. I will not remove what I already have. Okay, and now groups is in that case of this character. And I think that we repeat this 5 times. Here we have some kind of response. Let's assert that it is y. Okay, now first thing is that I can of course just run it. The number of test cases t, let's say that 1. F I ignore anyway. And now position 1, let's say there is a. Position 6, B. Position 11, let's say A, and so on. You can imagine that this is not the right way to test it, because I don't want to spend an hour on it. And if I make a single mistake, I need to start all over again. So no, we will not do that. If they didn't give us the tools, but they do give us some tools, then I would replace this, and instead of reading the feedback, I would here create some global string. Oh, hidden. I think you already saw me doing that in qualification round. Just, you know, maybe like this thing. Just make it of length and so on. Make it of length 600. Of course, I would make it automatically. I'm not going to here type 600 characters. But if I have this string, I can just here return hidden of position -1. And this way, just run it, and see if it finds the missing one. Okay, then that's not difficult. You just need to create some proper input string. Right, but they do provide some program, so let's not do this, and instead let's download their tools and run them. Interactive runner, download testing tool. This is called interactive runner. Should I just Control-C that? Okay, and somewhere here there is instruction. Yeah, this is the thing for C++. My solution is called powers. Yeah, power. Testing tool not present. Okay, local I need to rename to testing tool.py. Input is not of length 5. I see. So I think I'm printing this and the length is not 5. Or maybe I'm printing this and they don't like it. See this is modified interactor for code gem. Okay, after being done with this problem, I will check it out, Timothy. Let's put here an assert that this has 5 characters. Yeah, what now? I don't know if... Okay, what about here saying print a. Will the error be the same? What do you want? Print f. Okay, input is not of length 5, so clearly this is not an issue. I think the only other thing I'm printing is this, where I print the position, so something is wrong with that. Maybe I'm just printing the wrong thing. Can I just print it immediately and finish? I wanted to terminate from the whole program. Yeah, input is not of length 5. What's going on? This is the only thing now that I'm printing. Okay, I'm just printing ace. Oh, I'm printing case. I am printing case. So this thing was the issue. And case is of length 4 indeed. Okay. Infinite loop maybe. Maybe this is just too slow. Yeah, suspicious. But also I can replace this to just print the real answer. Oh, this is correct. Wait, so ace made it so slow? Why? So now it's running forever because I printed ace instead of printing the real answer. I'm not printing a new line. Is that the issue? Yes, that was the issue. So I print this and then flash actually doesn't flash because there is no new line. I see. Fine, then remove that. This. Okay, it works. That was, I think, sample test or the test set 1. This is the second test set, and this one doesn't exist. So I think we're good. We can open those codes. one of those two codes, in some version, it needs input. Okay, not this one, the testing tool. I think here we pass what's f. Should I play around with anything else? What's the number of tests, the number of test cases? I can try different seeds, like here. Now it will be a different seed. Still correct. Oh, num cases. Yeah, I can test it on 500 tests. Yep, correct. Now time to submit, I think. Yeah, I see chat now that you told me about the printing case. Sorry that I didn't look. And now I'm going to check the code forces block suggested by Timothy, should I say? By Eatmore. I remember that I at least once used code by MNBVMAR, because he modified the interactor so that you would see what's printed. I remember that I spent a lot of time on distributed tools when still the distributed code gem was a thing, which was amazing, and I hope they will get back to that. It was such an unusual competition. And so that we would see what's being printed between the nodes with colors in the terminal. Down below in the comments, what do you mean? So I should see something here. Oh, MNBVMAR actually. No, that's not related. Well, let's see. So now I will get back to solving problems. So I will do C in maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I just need to see what's going on here. Google still supports this group, so I don't have access. I need to get the eye tracker for like to show you from time to time how I read statements or even blogs. Okay, this is not about a better interactor, just better way to how to write statements. Okay, then I think this is what we're looking for. Yeah, this one, I see. Just pass debug flag to the interactor like this. And wait, do I need to modify it? Oh no, modify the interactor. So this, what I need to find the div. Maybe this is not up to date. This is interactive runner. alt.py. Well, a lot is different. Yeah, it seems that the version is just slightly different, and that might be an issue. But let's try first this. it worked. Then let's actually modify this back so it wouldn't go through 50 test cases, just 5. Yeah, it's much faster. And now debug, right? Minus debug. Nice. This is a bad problem because always you have hundreds of interactions before you answer something. Okay, judge answers Y, and then there is a new test case. I ask 1, judge says A. I ask 6, judge answers B. Okay, this is amazing. So all of you need to check out this thing and consider replacing interactive runner with this thing. I'm pasting in the chat. Control-Shift-V again doesn't work. Here we go. Yeah, the interactor is outdated indeed. Maybe we should just look at the two codes and, try to apply those differences to print the communication to the output to the current runner. Well, let's get back to solving problems. We move to C. A and B are done. Bacterial tactics. Or maybe what I did is enough to pass to the next round. Of course, you don't know that during the contest. I think that 1500 people passes. Yeah, so it's even enough for top 500, it seems. Previous page. Actually, it scares me because the last problem must be hard. Okay, the time of 45 minutes is enough for top 300. But this is mainly because round 1C is easier because already 3000 people advanced to round 2. Kind of the best 3000 people advanced. So getting position 300 here is a bit like getting position 3300 in total. Not really like that, but close to that. A lot of top people are already out. That being said, if you want to maximize your chances of winning, try to participate in every single round, even the first one, even though it's the hardest, just because you might get lucky. But if you have time only to participate in one, choose 1C. All right, back to the problem. Now I take away your hope, sorry. A lot of plagiarism, there is always some. Actually, the qualification round didn't forbid from cooperation between users. The first round does forbid that, and you have time pressure too. Matrix R by C. The problem is bacteria. Copy the templates. All right. Some cells contain radioactive material. If there are no empty cells, you lose. Choose an empty cell and place a colony of bacteria there, horizontal or vertical. The horizontal one goes to the left and to the right, so it just spreads right and left. If this next cell contains radioactive material, the colony mutates and the player who plays the colony loses. If empty, it continues. If it contains bacteria, does not spread. How many distinct winning opening moves does she have? Well, let's analyze this a little bit. What can I do? I can grab this test. This is 4 by 4 and make a drawing. Okay, I cannot move. I copied the worst possible test. I cannot make a single move here. The first player loses, because if I put, let's say, something vertical here, it spreads to radioactive cell up, like the one above, and I lose immediately. There couldn't be a worse test to copy. Those tests are just pretty bad. Okay. Let's say that there are 2 radioactive cells. Radioactive suggests green. Say those 2. And now what can we do? Say in yellow. If I use this cell, I can, let's say, make it vertical. And then what we deal with is 2 independent games. This thing and this one. So it gives us hope that we'll compute some kind of Grandi numbers, and I suck at that, but we will try. It's nice if game splits into 2 independent games, because here the left part and the right part, they don't affect each other. It's not that some move here will affect what happens on the right side, because everything here will be already blocked by bacteria, so things will not spread. Later you can from here move left, right, and you will not cross this border anyway. But what if green is here? Then making a move there and spreading like that doesn't create 2 independent games, because still this is the common part. No, this cannot happen. If you make a move here, you die immediately, because your bacteria enters the radioactive cell. So here you cannot make this move at all. So whenever we make a move, it means that this, let's say a vertical move, it means this column is completely empty, or maybe something was already, let's say, here, and now the remaining column is completely empty. And we create 2 independent instances of the game. Okay, then I think that for every subgrid, and the number of subgrids is r squared times c squared, because that's the number of ways. The number of ways to choose top left corner is r times c. The number of ways to choose bottom right corner is r times c. So the number of such subrectangles is rc squared. Also, please don't. I discovered some button. Right. So for each of them, I will compute the Grandi number, whatever that means. And I need to combine that. Okay, now as I said, I suck at game theory. So I don't really understand those numbers. But what I think happens is I should consider all possible moves. Then we have a split into two independent games. And then what? I care about XOR of those Grundy numbers. I look at minimum number that I cannot get. Something like that. Well, I already know some part of what I need to code. For the given subrectangle, I need to iterate over all possible moves. So here, if this is the subrectangle, it means that everything outside here was already blocked. And now I consider various moves that I can make here, which are basically, if some column is completely empty, then take the column, and we have a split into two parts. Or if some row is completely empty, we have a split into two parts. So this part I can iterate while thinking about what I really need to do. But yeah, this is something I should know at my level. Okay, there is height and width. Let's make this of size 17. I might want to access borders or not. Not really. Okay, for every row, just read this. Right, now for every rectangle, so there is, well, row 1, there is column 1, so together they create top left corner. Top left corner at R1, C1. I on purpose iterate here starting from R1 because the bottom right corner needs to be below or exactly on the level of top left corner. H stands for height, W is for width. Bottom right corner is at R2, C2. Now I want to say what happens for this game on just this rectangle. For this, I iterate over all possible moves, rows and columns. So here I iterate over the move to make. Check if this row of subrectangle is empty. Everything from C1 to C2. If this is radioactive, this is bad. And here we do something, we consider this move, but we need to do the same for columns. Check if this column of subrectangle is empty. And here if okay, then something. Here comes the hard part. I need to understand how to solve the problem. Okay, when I consider a split, I get two independent parts. Does it make sense that I take XOR of that? 0 means that something is losing, right? XOR of two zeros will be 0. 1 will basically mean winning unless there are two ones, they will cancel each other. Is it a geometry problem? Not at all. It is a game theory problem. And we have here complexity, assuming that the grid is n by n. N to 6th power. It's not something you see every day. but n is just up to 15, so whatever. Okay, so I get those two subrectangles that I split into n to fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, this can be easily speed up because this just checks if some interval of the grid is all empty with proper preprocessing like prefix sums, or with for every cell to know where is the next radioactive cell. To the right or bottom we can do better. Well, yes, it's better than n factorial, but n to 6 is quite a lot. Right. Back to the drawing for a moment. So I have this white subrectangle, which is a bit small of a drawing. So let's make it bigger. Okay, we have this. This is the whole grid. This thing inside is our subrectangle that we're looking at. And now I'm considering some move, like a single column or row. I don't know why this is here. Because I wanted to show you the corners. Oh, what is this? Yeah, and now I need to get coordinates of those two new subrectangles. And how do we do that? If I split with a row, then top left corner stays the same for the top rectangle. It's R1, C1, and then we have, I think, row -1, because row is the row that I cut through, and now the previous one is row -1, and C2. I don't yet know what to do with that, but those are coordinates of one subrectangle, and the other one will similarly be this. And I think I take, so this might, I almost want to say that I get dp of this state, but not really. That might be not existing rectangle. Like it might be degenerate. Maybe row -1 is -1, and I cannot access that coordinate. This is R1, C1, R2, C2. Now, if this is a real rectangle, then return the dp number, the Grandi number for this thing. Else, return 0, which is the losing state. I need to ensure that I'm iterating through everything in proper order, and I think that right now that's not the case. So I need to start from small rectangles. So when I consider a big one, I need to guarantee that the small ones are already done. Or maybe I should change this into a recursive function. Okay, so now can is this. I kind of get to that state. And what I believe I need to do is see all the possible states I can get to. This will be similar. If you want to read about what I'm doing, that's called Grandi numbers. Okay, when I split with a cone, what are the coordinates of two subrectangles? Top left corner doesn't change, and then we have R2 and column that I split with and -1. This is get. This is 0 if this is the generate subrectangle. So if column was actually equal to C1, you know, this is the case. If this is right here, then the left subrectangle doesn't exist. So I just grab 0. And here row doesn't change, then column +1, and this corner doesn't change. C2 not declared. What? Oh, plus plus C1, sure. Semicolon missing here. I also need to create for my rectangle set possible. Okay, that's here. Okay, set by not used. Yeah, if only if okay, then do this. And now, after possible is created and computed, so I know to what states I can get. I need to find the first missing number. Am I doing that properly? No. Okay, this while possible contains x. I increase it by 1. Now this is the smallest non-appearing number. And we have this. Not only that, for the main guy, for the main rectangle, I need to count in how many ways it is winning. I think I need to do this. If that's the case, and if can is the losing state, then ways plus plus, but only if I'm the main rectangle. If the remaining state is losing, then ways plus plus, ways here, and now if this is the main rectangle, print ways. Right, everything is done with exception of the order of for loops. I need to start from smaller ones. Right now I'm not doing this properly because with top left corner I iterate from the top left. That's wrong. I need to fix it. Always when one DP state uses another DP state, that another one needs to be already computed. Please work. Zero, zero, two, two. Almost. We didn't get it right for this test. Why the answer here is 7 and not 2? Oh, because here I see here my program thinks that there are two possible moves. Either we take this whole row or we take this whole column, but that's not the move. The move is to choose a cell and a direction. So this needs to get multiplied by the number of cells. So if I see that this row is a good move to make, because after that I will win, then I need to say that there are 4 winning moves here. Plus equal. Wait, this is the case of a row. So in case of a row, I have that many possibilities. That's just length of this row. Seven. I can submit. I see that I passed 1 hour. Oh, that was fast. Cool. Then let's stop it. 1 hour 10 minutes. With explaining things, so that's a good result. Here it would be 4th place. The winner is 54. But you know, again, 1C is around where already everybody extremely strong, advanced in previous rounds. Okay, I didn't understand this one. Yeah, this is exactly about understanding Grundy numbers. So, you know, the only way to explain it is to just give you now a lecture on Grundy numbers, and that's really not my thing. I know how to solve a simple problem using that, but I don't know enough to explain why that works. The winner wasn't explaining their solutions to livestream though. Yeah, but also maybe I used help from the chat at some moment. Like you told me that I have compilation error, group instead of groups. Before I also was given from you the information that I print case unnecessarily, but that one I didn't see in the chat. I'm reading the question from Grant Soneri. Not only have to find whether Becca can win, but also the number of distinct starting moves she can make in which she wins. Can we use Grundy numbers for this? Yes, I used Grundy numbers for this because for every state, including the main one with the whole rectangle, I iterate over all the possibilities, and computing Grundy number means to compute the state of the result of the remaining state of the grid, the remaining state of the game. So I realized that this remaining part is winning or losing. So for every move that I iterate over all the possibilities, I know if this move is winning or not. I get this as an extra. Will I record the round 8 this year? I don't think so, because it will be middle of the night for me. Like 1:30 a.m. So what I'm going to do, and you can see it here, I already decided about this, on Saturday, so around 17 hours after the round, my Saturday evening, I will upsolve the problems. Can you share your code? Sure. So this is my code for the whole problem. For current rounds, I'm putting my codes in... Wait, actually, I'm being stupid. You will have that in my GitHub repository. I'm in 20. Okay, so here everything is added. Okay, now you have that in my GitHub repository, in Google Code Gem directory. Upsolving won't give the real feel. I mean, during upsolving, I still think about the solution, so you don't lose that. I know that it's not the same, but also writing a contest in the middle of the night is not the same. I don't like it. Right, the stream wasn't very long, but also we don't always need to cross 2 hours. I will see you in 2 days on upsolving of the actual Google Cogent 2021 round 1A. I wish you all the best in that round, so I hope you will not be able to try 1B and 1C. I hope you learned something today. Again, consider practicing with at least one interactive problem, maybe the one from today. From this round 1C, so this problem, Power Rangers, I think it's a good practice interactive problem because it's easy. In particular, the easy version, this one, test set 1, is very easy. So what about you do this before the Saturday, if you want to do some practice? Because, you know, to just learn all the algorithms, there isn't enough time before Saturday, but this you can do. And other than that, you know, sleep well before the contest. Cool. Thank you all for watching. Consider joining the Discord server. Follow me on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, thanks. Bye. Thanks for watching.